Alright, so tell us, who's Sock Monkey Mike?
Well, Sock Monkey Mike basically was a persona of mine that I had back in 2014 when I started Twitter. It was kind of a gimmick, so to speak. I mean, I know you're not familiar with wrestling, but in terms of wrestling, there's this thing called gimmicks, which is kind of characters. So Sock Monkey Mike, the idea was, I would just persona as someone who is just like kind of just laid back, goofy kind of guy. But then that image kind of got away, and I just became who I am. So it's not really anything special, but I was just kind of more just being myself more than being someone else.
Would you say Sock Monkey Mike is the person you've always wanted to be?
Sock Monkey Mike was basically a character, and it was supposed to be something that I thought was a joke. Being in high school and being just kind of a persona per se. But I knew from the beginning that this was not going to be who I was from the start. But I knew now that Sock Monkey Mike is not really who I am. It's more of a character than more of who I am as a person.
Would you say who you are as a person fits in better in college than you did in high school?
Yeah, definitely. Back in high school, I didn't know who I was. I was basically someone who always just wanted to be with the crowd and just make friends, and I didn't want to be like the social outcast, but in reality I was already a social outcast. And then as soon as high school went on, and during my senior year, I met some great friends, just here and there that I still talk to in college today. But then in college, that's where I really kind of learned of who I was as a person. And I met some incredible people, currently in college, after my first year. And it's just awesome to know I became a better person now than I have in high school. And I'm not that stupid jerk that just sits in the corner, looking at girls that I like from a distance. And now I just try to become more sociable and not as more awkward.
So where do you see yourself as who you are in 10 years?
In 10 years, I hope to be, pursuing my career, which is a sports broadcaster. Just trying to pursue a dream, because that's a passion I have. Another passion that I have is maybe working for the WWE, maybe as a commentator. As you can see, I'm not fit for the job, but it just depends on where life takes me. I mean, right now I'm in Valley College, going for community college for hopefully 2 years, and then hopefully transfer into somewhere like USC or somewhere down the road to pursue a broadcasting career. And then from then on, just hard work, and then just hard work, hopefully paying off, and you'll see me in a different stage of my life.
At what point did you know wrestling was something you're completely interested in?
You know what? It's always been since birth. I was born the night that Mr. McMahon, the boss, the CEO of the company of WWE, won the Royal Rumble. So my parents were literally watching the pay-per-view during labor. Think about that. Like, they were they ordered the pay-per-view, they had it at the hospital bed, they had it on the hospital TV, and everything was just, from then on, I just became a wrestling fan. So, but it wasn't just mostly from my perspective of being a wrestling fan. I think most of that comes from my parents. Both of my parents, my mother and my father, are huge wrestling fans, and they came from a lineage of wrestling fans from my grandfather and my grandparents, and so on and so forth. So this has more been a family thing than more of a personal thing.
Would you say you're happy?
Yeah. You know what? Through a lot of thought and through a lot of, back and forth in my life, I would say I'm very happy with my life. With college and with my support of my family, my friends, and especially people on social media, I'm very happy with who I am as a person. I'm also happy that everything over time has just changed. And I'm glad that changed, and I've recognized that change now than 10 years down the line, and I still don't know who I am. And this also talks about more of not only of who Sock Monkey Mike is, but I felt like that characters don't personify who the person is. So that's why I try my best to keep my character who I am more than try to be someone else. Because if I'm someone else, then it doesn't really necessarily attract some people, or they don't really give attention to other certain needs. All right, let's get back to work.